Lehman Brothers suffering a spectacular downfall. Its stock at one point this year sold for $67 a share. Right now it's trading at just $3.65 a share. CNN's Alan Chernoff joins us now with a closer look at what it means for your money. He's live outside of Lehman Brothers headquarters in New York. And Alan, that's where we saw those pictures all morning long of people yesterday literally packing up their life's work and carrying it out in a box.
Sharon, this is absolutely stunning. Wall Street has seen very, very few days like this. The mortgage crisis has now taken down two of the biggest names, the most storied names on Wall Street. One of them, Lehman Brothers, right behind me, the parent company of Lehman Brothers, filing for bankruptcy as the subsidiaries basically wind down or Lehman tries to sell them off. In addition, huge news beyond Lehman Brothers, which is not the biggest shock this morning, by the way. Merrill Lynch selling itself to Bank of America.
Alan Chernoff for us down there out front of Lehman Brothers this morning. Thanks for being with us.
Hi everyone and good morning. So our group would like to present on Lehman Brothers cases. Okay, Lehman Brothers Holding was a global financial service firm before declaring bankruptcy in 2008. Lehman was the fourth largest investment bank in the United States and doing business like in investment banking, equity and fixed income sales and trading, research, investment management, private equity and private banking. So Lehman was operational for 158 years from its founding in 1850 until 2008. Okay, I would like to explain briefly the timeline of Lehman Brothers also. So in 1844, Henry Lehman, actually an immigrant from Germany, opens a small shop in Montgomery, Alabama. Okay, what happens in 1850? Henry is joined by brothers Emmanuel and Mayer, and they name the business Lehman Brothers. Then in 1929, the Lehman Corporation is created. It's a closed-end investment company. In 1975, Lehman acquires Abraham and Co. In 1984, American acquires Lehman Brothers and merged it with Sherzon. In 1993, American Express diverts Sherzon, and the independent company once again becomes known as Lehman Brothers. In 1994, Lehman becomes independent through a public stock offering, and Lehman Brothers Holding common stock begins trading on the New York and Pacific Exchange. In 1999, Lehman established an alliance with Bank of Tokyo Mitsubishi for Japanese merger and acquisition. In 2002, Lehman established its wealth and asset management division and acquires Lincoln Capital Management's fixed income business. In 2003, Lehman acquires Neuberger Berham and the Crossroads Group. In 2007, before a year of bankruptcy, Lehman posts record high net revenues, net income and earnings per common share for a fourth consecutive year, and the highest volume of the trade on the London Exchange for a third year in a row. So what happened in 2008 and the following years? My friends will explain further. Thank you.
Hi everyone, now I would like to tell about the chronology case of falling of Lehman Brothers. Lehman Brothers Holding Incorporation was the fourth largest investment bank in the United States. The firm was doing its trade on the New York Stock Exchange (NYSE). Some of the areas and the product of the investment giant included fixed income sale, trading the treasury of the United States securities, private equity, global financial service in investment banking, investment management and banking. On 9 June 2008, Lehman announced a second quarter loss of $2.8 billion, far higher than analysts had expected. The company said it would seek to raise $6 billion in fresh capital from investors. But those efforts faltered and the situation grew more dire after the government announced a takeover of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac on 8 September. Lehman stock plunged as the markets wondered whether the move to save mortgage giant made it less likely that Lehman might be bailed out. Lehman Brothers found itself under the financial predicament on 12 September 2008. By the weekend of 13 to 14 September 2008, it was clear that it was do or die for Lehman Brothers Incorporation. The Treasury had made clear that no bailout would be forthcoming. Federal officials encouraged other institutions to buy Lehman, but by the end of the weekend, the two main suitors, Barclays and Bank of America, had both said no. September 2008, Lehman Brothers filed for bankruptcy with $639 billion in assets and $619 billion in debt. Lehman's bankruptcy filing was the largest in history as its assets far surpassed those of previous bankrupt giants such as WorldCom and Enron. One day later, Barclays said it would buy Lehman's United States Capital Markets division for $1.75 billion, a bargain price. Nomura Holding Incorporation agreed to buy many of Lehman's assets in Europe, Middle East, and Asia. Lehman also said it would sell much of its money management business, including its Price Neuberger Berman Asset Management Unit, to Bain Capital and Hellman and Friedman for $2.15 billion. In conclusion, the case of bankruptcy of Lehman Brothers brought into light some of the negative ethical practices that affected the world financial crisis in the US. The cause of the fall of Lehman Brothers was their mortgage loan business, which started giving heavy losses as the time passed. The reason behind the bankruptcy filing of Lehman Brothers was their failure to secure enough capital to clear their debt. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurwana binti Muhammad Sanusi. Next, I can continue my presentation. Previously, my friends had explained about the company's background and the chronology of this company. So we know this company has already bankruptcy. So my part is I have to explain the implication of the bankruptcy of the company to the stakeholder. But before I explain this, I want to give the explanation about stakeholder and shareholder. For your information, shareholder and stakeholder is something different. Stakeholder is referred to the interested in the performance of a company for reasons other than just stock appreciation, such as employees, customer, supplier, and creditor or investor. While shareholder is the owner of share in company. Implication to the stakeholder is first to the employees. Lehman Brothers had a substantial number of employees working around the world. The bankruptcy of this company indicates that over 25,000 employees of the firms had lost their jobs. In addition, these employees had substantial investment in the stock of the firms. Second is to creditor or investor. The day after the firms filed for bankruptcy, the price of a share or net asset value of the reserve primary fund, a large money market mutual fund based in the US, fell below $1. A phenomenon refers to as breaking the buck. This was because the fund held $785 million in Lehman Brothers debt security on 14 September 2014, a day before the firm filed bankruptcy. Lehman Brothers also tricked their creditor or investor, and they lost a lot of money from their invested into the Lehman Brothers. It also affects on some major companies and numerous financial institutions outside United States and Europe who had dealing with the funds one way or the other. More than 75 distinct bankruptcy proceedings were recorded following the bankruptcy of Lehman Brothers. Lastly is to the Lehman Brothers CEO and executive. They can lose all the power in the company and also lost their roles. So what can I say is the bankruptcy of Lehman Brothers can give the more impact to the implication of the stakeholder. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. Thanks for keep watching this video. I'm Hamiza binti Hassan who will explain about what we have learned from Lehman Brothers scandal. We back to basic, which is individual ethics is very important. Ethics help us decide what to do when we have choices. If the accountants and the managers hold to ethical principle, they will not do what they have done. Second is, some people need time to take smarter decision. In the day before it demise, US officials tried to save this company. However, because of not enough time, they only got two options, which are infuse massive amount of money or let it go bankrupt. Second is corruption. Lehman Brothers had 6 committees, and one of them was a finance and risk committee. They should meet weekly to discuss all risk exposure, position, concentration, and risk-taking activities. However, they only meet twice in both 26 and 27. Fourth is risk management. To get high return, Lehman Brothers do the high-risk project. Developers report indicate that Lehman repeatedly breached its own risk concentration limits. Last but not least, technical cost of Lehman Brothers failure is they're unable to retain the confidence of its lenders and clients because of it did not have a sufficient liquidity to meet current obligation. So that's all what we have learned from Lehman Brothers. Thank you.